Hey guys, it's Yvette, and I have a little introduction to make. When I was at Quilt Market, it feels like it was 100 years ago, okay? But while I was at Quilt Market, I got to meet Mary Mulari. And if you don't know who Mary Mulari is, oh my goodness, she used to work with Nancy Zeman time to time, and they just had this wonderful rapport on Nancy's show, and she was always there for them to sew something together. And she was telling me, in fact, you're gonna see that in the video right after this, because she was very nice and she let me interview her. She probably thinks I forgot all about her, but believe me, I haven't. I just thought, after watching her video back, that it really needed an introduction. So, so she's just, oh my gosh, you guys, she was so nice. I mean, everybody that I meet in the quilting community is like 99.9% of the time, everybody is just so sweet and just down to earth and lovely. And Mary was no exception. She just, she had so much experience already, like in front of the camera, that I kind of felt a little nervous, because I'm thinking, here I am interviewing Mary. She's got plenty of way more experience than I do, that's for sure. And she was so sweet. And what I really, really enjoyed was that she had this display out where, because she's doing like this, she has all these aprons, patterns for aprons that are, first of all, very easy to make. And secondly, like, you can get matching mother and daughter. And then the other one that she had was like a matching mother, daughter, and doll. And I think that those are the ones that are coming out a little bit later this year. So please keep an eyeball out for that, because you won't believe how darling it is. And like I said, you think, oh, an apron, but no, she even made it, you have to see. She talks about how it's reversible. That's number one. And number two, you don't have to put any bias tape around the whole thing. No, it's all like a flip in and out. You guys, it's really cool. In fact, I was so excited, I went and I bought a couple of her patterns from her website. These were a couple that I thought were really cool. This one in particular it's got like these wings. She calls it a hipster apron, but I think it kind of looks like it has wings. And the really great thing about this one is that you put it on and you tie it in the back, and these wing parts, it's like you get extra on the side, and let's say you're barbecuing or anything that you're doing, you can wipe your hands like all over this whole area. I mean, it's covers you like bigger than, because normally it'll just, if it ties, it'll come like maybe to here. Now you don't have to worry about a thing. You can just wipe everywhere. You got way more coverage. I just think that that's really cool, especially people who like baking. Like if you're baking all day, the flour tends to get everywhere. I just thought this was cool. Okay, and then this one, she was actually winning, like, I say awards, but she was mentioned in a magazine for the industry as one of the top 10 pattern sellers, like, coming up or whatnot. And so this particular apron does not have ties. Can you see how it's a crisscross in the back? And I haven't opened this up, so I'm not 100% sure how it goes, but every single one of the patterns are so easy to make. I mean, they're awesome. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to have a little giveaway. Now, I do have these two patterns, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you go to her website. Here's how it's going to go. Number one, you're going to click on the link that I'm going to put in one of the comments that I'm going to pin to the top of my page. I'm going to put a link there to the giveaway page. When you go to the giveaway page, you're going to need to verify yourself, which means it's going to ask you for your email and like your name, I think. just your name and your email. And I need those 2 things if you win. So I need those things. So you're going to put those in. That verifies who you are. And then it's going to tell you that you have to visit her website. That's going to be you have to do that in order to be in the giveaway. When you go to the website, I'd really like you to glance over and really study like her aprons. I'd love to know which ones are your favorites. So then you'll just tell me in the comment, there will be a place to put a comment, which apron is your favorite. And just a brief reason why. I mean, it could be you're not sure, it just struck your fancy. Whatever it is, I just would really like that feedback, and I know that Mary would too. That's always something that, you know, when people are making something and putting themselves out there, like, you know, putting a pattern out there, you really want feedback. I mean, everybody wants feedback, and I'd love to know what you have to think too, because I really like them, and I can't possibly be the only one, I'm sure. But that's what I'm going to do. And so let's see. I'm going to pick 3 people, and those 3 people will get the pattern that they named as their favorite. I will send you a pattern of your choosing, and it'll be I'll make sure that it's still the one that's in your comment, and then I'll send that off to you. So without further ado, here's my interview with Mary.
Hi, this is Mary Mulari, and I'm here to show you what's coming up in November of 2019. These are apron panels. The first one that you see here is the adult size. This is for mom. This is like cutting paper dolls, where you just cut out from the fabric. There'll be a second layer of fabric also, because these are reversible aprons. And then the second panel is for little girls and their 18-inch doll. And you pair this with an equal size length of fabric, and then it becomes a reversible apron for both the girl, the doll, and mom. So these are really fun to do, and they're very practical as well.
Hey guys, it's Yvette again, and I'm here with Mary, and Mary Mulari used to work a lot with Nancy Zeman, and so I thought that in the beginning we'll just have her talk a little bit about what that was like, and yeah, take it away.
Okay, it was really an honor for me to be both Nancy's friend and her most frequent guest on Sewing with Nancy. I started taping sweatshirt projects with her, and then we moved on to applique, and we moved on to many other topics, even reversible aprons for one show. Gift ideas, so it was really fun to expand what I knew and what I could share with the viewers of Sewing with Nancy. And then I would always do a book or patterns related. That was the reference material that would go with the programs. We taped at the University of Wisconsin-Madison campus. That's where the TV studio was.
Right.
And the camera operators were students, college students, and so they would give names to my projects, and they always liked to hear blonde jokes,
oh my goodness.
which Nancy liked to tell, and well, both of us would tell them.
Right.
And so there was fun, but it was very serious. It was timed to the second.
Right.
And so it's not like we could be silly, but people thought Nancy was very serious, and she was, but she really had a wonderful sense of humor. It's just that on TV, when you're trying to convey information, it's not the time to be goofy.
Right.
But we did have a chance when we taped the Kick It Up a Stitch program, where we did serious sewing and then fun sewing and eating, kind of like the cooking and sewing. Well, it was great fun, and
oh my gosh,
lots of laughs. So.
Well, I have to tell you, when I decided that I wanted to interview Mary, one of the first things that crossed my mind was, I am working today with a professional, and I am so unprofessional, and thank goodness I wasn't doing it in that time, because you guys know how silly I am. So I can't imagine I would have been able to keep to a schedule like that. Yeah, I would have had to learn, apparently,
right.
But you know,
Yeah,
but that would have been one of my main concerns, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been sewing then for a really long time.
Right. I learned to sew in 4-H.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
And I never did take sewing as a home economics class. I was college bound, but then I always loved to sew, and then after I was an English teacher for a few years, I learned how to decorate sweatshirts, and then I taught community education classes, and then I met Nancy, and she lived in Minnesota, in my state, for a while, and then she moved to Wisconsin, and it started there. So it was
that's wonderful. I mean, I love stories about that, because to me, the quilting community is like instant friends. That's how it feels. I haven't experienced that with anything else that I've done, and that's what keeps me doing what I do. I just think that the quilting community is wonderful. I really do. Yeah.
Lots of honest, down-to-earth people who get great pleasure from what they create.
And from helping each other.
Yes,
Yes, I definitely experienced that in everything. So now you have this new line with the aprons, and they're reversible?
They are, which makes them more durable, and they're easier to sew that way also. You don't have to put that bias tape around all the edges, you know,
oh my God.
like our grandmothers did.
I noticed that. I love that. I love that idea. And so I know that that's not coming out until October, November, something like that. But you do have a line of about 10 other patterns that we can offer to everyone.
Yeah, I have this page here that shows the patterns, the small versions of each of the covers, which are obviously in color. There's one, the newest one is for children. And because they like their own aprons too.
Absolutely.
And then, but mostly for, I would say, adults and particularly women. And they each require a 1-yard piece of fabric, or two 1-yard pieces of fabric. So they're reversible.
Because it's reversible, which is what makes it awesome.
Right.
And I do know that you were mentioned in a magazine as one of the up-and-coming products for this year.
The Crisscross Apron is my current big seller, and it was featured as a top 10 project or a pattern or product selling well in quilt shops, and that was from Fab Shop News. So I was really pleased that my pattern was part of that list of 10.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
pretty awesome. And if you guys go and check it out, it's really cool because you don't have to worry about ties. You just slip right into it. You can slip right out of it. You don't have ties that are going to be falling in your tomato sauce or whatever. It's really, really cool. Mary, it's been so nice to meet you.
Well, thank you.
I'm so glad you let me interview you. I'm not as professional as Nancy was, but
you're great. You're great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.